I am one who has seen it all. From the first light of creation to the birth of darkness itself. And I was there when he fell. And there atop the highest peak stands Lucifer, the morning star, God's most beloved angel. His radiance, it was almost painful to behold.
Lucifer, remember, even the brightest light casts the darkest shadow.
But warnings fall on deaf ears when pride takes root. And oh, how it had taken root in Lucifer's heart. And yet, a flicker of discontent, a shadow so failed to see it. But I saw, I always see. Then came the moment that would change everything.
My children, I bring joyous news. I shall create beings in my own image, humanity.
In that instant, I saw it. A darkness pass over Lucifer's perfect face. His jaw clenched, his eyes narrowed. Quick as a shooting star, but undeniable. The seed of rebellion was planted. And so began the fall of the most beautiful, the most terrible angel heaven would ever know. The light that would become darkness incarnate. Doubt, it's a curious thing. Like a shadow, it grows longer as the day progresses. And in Lucifer's heart, that shadow was lengthening rapidly.
Why them? Why not us? Are we not perfect?
His words, though quiet, seemed to echo through the celestial realm. Other angels, drawn by his charisma, began to gather.
Brothers, sisters, do you not wonder, why create these humans? Are we not enough?
Some recoiled, their halos flickering with uncertainty, but others, oh, how they leaned in, their own light dimming as they drew closer to Lucifer's growing shadow. And there, in a corner of heaven that had never known darkness, a conspiracy was born.
Lucifer, what are you doing? This path leads to ruin.
Or to freedom, old friend, to a new order.
They stood facing each other. The vastness of heaven spread out below them. Once, they had been as close as brothers. Now, an invisible chasm yawned between them. I am the memory of creation. Every moment, every choice. I remember them all. And none more vividly than the day heaven tore itself apart.
Well, why should they be your image? We who have served you faithfully, are we not more worthy?
The heavens darkened, lightning crackling between roiling clouds. The harmonious music of the spheres distorted into a terrible discord.
My child, what have you done?
Chaos erupted. Michael, tears streaming down his face, raised his sword against his former brother. The battle raged, angel against angel, light against growing darkness. Lucifer fought with terrible newfound powers, but even he could not stand against the full host of heaven. And then, he stood before God.
You who were most beloved are cast out.
And Lucifer fell. His scream echoed through every plane of existence as he plummeted through layers of reality, each one darker than the last. His body twisted, his grace burned away. The beauty that had once dazzled all of heaven warped into something terrible. And still he fell, down into a darkness deeper than any he had ever known. The fallen morning star, plunging towards a fate worse than oblivion. I am the witness to the birth of evil itself. The moment when light became darkness, when the morning star became the adversary.
Is this my punishment? So be it. My kingdom, then.
His eyes, once filled with divine light, now burn with infernal fire. He surveys his bleak domain, a terrible smile twisting his ruined face.
If I'm to rule in hell, then rule I shall.
With a gesture both elegant and horrifying, he begins to shape the chaos. Mountains of suffering rise, their peaks piercing the roiling, ash-filled sky. Rivers of fire flow at his whim. Dark structures of bone and shadow erupt from the blasted plain.
No longer will we serve. Here we rule. Here we are free.
A crown of darkness forms above his head, sealing his transformation. He looks up towards the distant, fading light of heaven. In his eyes, I see it all. Longing, defiance, and the birth of an eternal hatred. Thus was hell born. Thus did Lucifer, the morning star, become Satan, the adversary. And the echoes of his fall, they resound still.